Hey YouTube, MrRampro here, and what you see before you is the Spyderco Manix 2. This is a really decent knife. I'm going to say decent because it is lacking a couple of things that I'll touch on here in a minute, but you do get a lot of bang for your buck. And I don't really use that term quite a lot, but the quality that you get and the price point, which is the huge point on this blade here, is really what strikes me as being something great. This comparison, we'll go ahead and throw the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 out there just for size. Now, what you're getting with this knife here is Eric designed this one. He's got his little signature thing on the back. What you're getting out of this blade here is a single hand opening closing knife that with a little ball lock or whatever you want to call it, in the sub $100 range. I think I got this one for $72 plus shipping. You can probably maybe do a little better, maybe do a little worse, I don't know. I would say that the quality on this one, I'd probably put it about $80 to $85 is what I would pay for this knife. $100 probably, something like that, just for the qualities. You're getting full G10 scales. You're getting this ball cage lock, whatever they want to call that ball lock there. And you're getting a 154 cm blade, which is extremely easy to sharpen compared to your S30V like in the Spyderco below it. Definitely easier to sharpen, easier to maintain, and gets a really great edge on it. You can polish the edge up really well, and it'll handle anything you got EDC wise. Definitely a little bigger on the EDC size, but I happen to prefer my blades at about this size. The Paramilitary 2 would be what I would consider one of the perfect EDC blades. That which is slowly being, I hate to say, replaced, because that's not the case. I don't think my Paramilitary 2 could be replaced, but the Ohimbo 2 is what I'm EDCing now, and I'm really liking that. What we've got here, Recon 1 below it, cold steel. You can see there for a size comparison. The Manix 2 is an extremely big blade. You do have the Manix, I believe Manix 2 XL, something like that out there now also, which is definitely a fairly nice looking blade too, so we might have to grab that. That seems more in line with the Recon 1 size. You have a huge opening hole, not quite as big as the Para 2, but still big nonetheless, which I'm a huge fan of. I love the thumb opening hole, and I like the bigger hole. I know your Spyderco JD Smith and your Ohimbo 2, a couple of those have smaller opening holes, and I don't like it. You have the ability to have a bigger hole, do it. You know, I mean, I really think that, especially on the Ohimbo 2, and if you want to, you can reference that review on that one that'll be coming out here shortly. The way the opening is and everything like that, half your hole's covered by your scales when it's folded. So the deployment of that blade, you know, you need all the hole you can get, if that makes sense, without being dirty. But you definitely have a nice opening hole. A nice stonewash finish on the blade. But with your quality, I think the G10 on the handle scales were not finished as well as what they should have been. There were some rough marks on those handle scales in this little top area here. And yeah, I think actually just both the top areas. So that's really only one spot, but it was rough. You could feel the little pieces sticking up or something. I don't really know what it was. I've honestly just rubbed the tar out of it, and it seems to be fine now. Maybe it's just something, just a little burr or something, not really sure. And the grind lines on this side of the blade, I don't know if you can see, I mean that sunshine's probably messing you up a little bit, but the grind line here is really deep. Where on the other side, it's not so deep. Kind of more of a shallow grind in there, which is kind of odd to me, but either way, it is made in the United States, and this could be only this one, I mean, hopefully. That Golden Colorado USA Earth on it, like I said, Eric designed. Same Spyderco pocket clip, really like that pocket clip. You do have jimping here. I've got a lot of people say that it's not purposeful, it's more just for looks, but that's going to be more purposeful than something smooth. So I've got to disagree on that. If it's completely smooth, yeah, maybe more for looks possibly or whatever. But either way, it's effective nonetheless. It's more effective than a smooth-backed knife. So I will have to make that statement. I do find that, yes, it is smoother, which keeps it from tearing my hands up. Honestly, I like it. I like the jimping. You do have quite a bit around here on your finger choil. You have a 50-50 up top, and you do have some down here at the butt of the knife. This thing lets you choke up really well, and the ergonomics on this knife are extremely nice. I really like the ergonomics on this blade. It's one of the ones, kind of like the Para 2, that falls naturally into your hand. The way the ergonomics are on the blade, let me take that anchor shackle off just to kind of get it to lay flat. The way the finger choil is, the one below the 50-50, it lets your hand fall directly into place, and it feels great. The jimping up top is not extremely aggressive, but yeah, comparable, I guess, to the Para 2. A little bit more rounded than the Para 2s, but still good. Honestly, I don't have any complaints on the jimping or whatever all the way around. Anything's better than, you know, smooth. So that's good. Lockup, I've seen a couple of videos where the lock will fail. This ball lock will fail. I'm not doing that kind of crap with my knife necessarily. I don't foresee putting it in any real situations where it would fail like that. I don't really do back spine wax, and I don't use my blades like that. If I'm doing something like that, yes, I like locks that don't fail. Yes, I like the strongest lock I can get, but I'm also not crazy with it. I'm not climbing rocks and using this as an ice pick and all that other just crazy shit. I don't really do that. Haven't seen any situations where this could fail that I personally use it in my EDC. Maybe if you're in a tactical trench warfare type setting, then you should be using a fixed blade. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. I can't really see in extreme situations where I personally, this thing would fail. If you don't like it, well then don't buy it. You know, I really don't give a shit, but that's just kind of is what it is, you know. And I hate to use the language, but I get so ticked off when I see these videos where, oh, this lock, this lock, this lock, this lock. It's a folding knife. You don't like the lock, then buy a fixed blade knife. You know, I mean, that's kind of how I feel about it. This one here, I don't have any gripes about, other than those couple of fit and finish issues that I brought up. You do have tip-up carry on that one. You don't have the four-way like in the paramilitary too, but you do have just tip-up left and right hand. You do have the large lanyard hole, so that was definitely a nice rollover from the Para 2. And you've got really good ergonomics. You've got the ability to take it down with almost the exact, well actually, yeah, the exact same hardware as the Para 2, so that's really convenient also. And you've got the easy maintainability of 154 cm, so you can sharpen it up really well. You know, your rusting issues aren't really that big of a deal with that type of steel in my experience, and you can sharpen it extremely easy. So I like that about the blade, and I've got to give the blade a thumbs up. So I appreciate you guys watching. I have used this blade for about a week or two. I hate getting into the specs and giving reviews that are not backed up by anything. I've had the blade for about 2 weeks. I've carried 3 blades that I have here recently new with it. So I'm going to give it a good solid week of use time, and definitely strip the boxes down and use this as an EDC blade, and cut the zip ties and done that type of things that I love to do with my knives. And I don't feel like my tip is going to break. Whereas with my Para 2, personally, I'm a little wary of it. This here, I feel like I've got the strength with it. I mean, it's a little heavier of a blade, and for some reason, I don't care if I break it. You know, I kind of find myself not really babying my Para 2, but I don't put it in harm's way, undue risk, that kind of thing. I don't really, get down there in between 2 chains and pop a zip tie. Whereas this one, I did that, and I didn't have any problems. So the Para 2 could probably handle it. I didn't put it in that situation. You have a nice hollow grind on this blade, and an extremely robust blade stock. So check it out, guys. I know it's been a long time. I debated getting this. I really did not like the locking feature on this blade at first. I kind of thought it to be like the Axis lock and stuff like that. Honestly, I believe a little stiffer than the Axis lock. Takes a little bit longer to wear in. I will say, if I didn't have the pocket clip on it, I don't know how well I could close it, because I use the pocket clip, I put my fingers here, to actually actuate it, you know, and have something to retain on the blade. So I don't know without a pocket clip how easy it is to close it. Definitely the two-handed method is still there, and I think it'll suit your needs. If you're in the market for this size knife, definitely something to look for. Blade shape, great. Steel, great. Handle material, gonna last you a lifetime. So I appreciate you guys watching. Have a great day.